Okay, so I'm going to lead this discussion session. So last time we talked about knowledge and wise or deep knowledge, and I wanted to go a bit further in the question. There's a very famous quote, came from Latin quote, ipsa scientia potestas est, which means actually knowledge itself is power, but we all know knowledge is power. This quote is used by the Information Awareness Office. It's an American institute which gathered all the data about everyone around the world, and they use it to prevent terrorist attacks. At least that's what they say. We don't really know. And so they're saying that with all those data and all this knowledge about everyone, they can have the power to prevent terrorist attack. And but we also know Donald Trump, and I think we can agree to say that he hasn't a lot of knowledge, but is still he was able to become the president of one of the most powerful countries in the world. So is knowledge really power? And what about money? Or is there something else that can be power? I am saying that the United States are one of the most powerful countries in the world, but this is what people think, but is it because they have so many knowledge, or is it because of something else, or they're not powerful at all? Or
how about selling skills? Like, how about selling skills? Like, as a salesman, you say that, okay, I'll get this, then I'll get this, then. I think that should also be a case over here. Like, knowledge versus power versus selling skills.
Knowledge will be power. It depends on the type of the knowledge and the need of that time. For example, if there is a breakthrough in nuclear technology or something like that, then in that case knowledge will be a power. But the basic knowledge that is available to everyone, it will not be the case of power.
One else? No.
I think knowledge has more power than money, even though also money can power. If you think about like the most powerful people in the world, I think about, I don't know, Putin or Trump or Merkel, and the most rich people are other people. So like I think when those people are people who are, since are in politics, have really huge knowledge. For example, we see like Trump with the information awareness office. So if you have a lot of knowledge and you know how to use it, basically you have most power you can.
But isn't it like for money you can like hire people who have knowledge?
Yeah, but like, for example, in politics, you have to be active.
No, but for that also you are like hiring some advertisers or campaign managers, right? So you are buying their knowledge services.
Yeah, no, it's true. I understand what you mean.
Because if you think about it, Donald Trump had also a lot of. He wasn't elected because he was very clever. Oh, that's from my point of view.
Yeah, many people are elected even though they're not clever.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's not because they have knowledge.
So how about enough knowledge to use the money you have? I guess that.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying is that now he has more power than before he became president. Also because now has more, not himself, but like him and all the people who work with him have more knowledge, and that's something that can have more power.
Nothing else? Okay. So yeah, so we talked a lot about knowledge, but this class is knowledge-based design, so I wanted to talk about design a bit more. So design, we said it was, the definition is the description of project and also the final project. Your design is not finished until you have the final project. And we saw it was a question of a lot of choices has to be made, and yeah. So when you're thinking about a design and a project, you have mechanical engineers and architects and the client, and all those people are working on the design and the project, and they all have something to do with the design. So all designers, is the client a designer? Because he's also asking, like, I want a house. So he fixed the goal, the requirement. So he's also have to make some choice. So is he a designer? And is there a hierarchy of designers? Is the client is he the one who has to make the final choice? Or is it the project manager? Or is it the mechanical engineers? Because when you think about it, the Challenger space shuttle, I don't know which engineers, but some engineers they were saying that there was a problem, but they haven't any real data, and they couldn't prove it correctly to the managers and NASA officials. And so the space shuttle was launched, but they had the accident. But the engineers, they were thinking there was a problem, but they couldn't make the choice to develop more before launching the space shuttle. So there's some hierarchy, but how should it be done? And who are the designers? Is it everyone? Is it NASA official, or is it just the engineers? Or who has the right to make the choice about the design, and who has the final decision?
I think all of the members of project are designers, because if the CEO that designs the whole project, and the second tier is design some part of likely assembly, and next tier is design some part component of the product. So I think all of members are designer, and then in some projects there have hierarchy of some CEO and first tier, second tier, third tier.
But if you think about it, for example, for some projects, the bank is giving money, and so they have the right to have some decision in the project. So are they designers or they're not? And yeah.
I guess everyone is the designer, but the focus area is limited. Like the client would come up with the requirements, his requirements, and like when the project is broken down, like in case of the space shuttle, we would like to have some structural engineers giving the opinion on the structure, some mechanical engineers, some electrical, some computer science, right? So it would be like breaking down the main design description into subfields, which would then have their own experts, and the experts would be like taking that own subfield of their interest, like of their expertise, and then they would be giving the inputs. But in case of the bank, I guess it would be the top level. Like they just want the results. They don't like care with whatever happening inside the shuttle or anything.
Yeah, but for example, if so, just sort of like failures handling. But if there's the bank will say like, I want this at that time, and if your mechanical engineer say, oh, there will be this problem, who has the right to make the decision that we should do it or not? Who is?
that's why you have project managers and CEO, because they are the ones who can like find a trade-off between like what's important or what's not. Maybe you can find it at the bank who is like flexible with the timings. But replacing a mechanical engineer, I'm not sure of that.
No one
I
else.
think it's a little bit difficult to understand like who is the designer, because there are like people who are involved in the project that are not designers, like you said, the bank. It's really important because they put the money. So basically, if you do something and they don't agree, you have to change it because they pay. So nothing else you can do. But they're still not designers. The designer is the one who really works. Because also the client has his voice. Because if I want you to produce a phone for me and I say I want it blue, you have to do it blue. But I'm not a designer. I just put the constraints. But I'm part of the designing process. But the designer is those who really work on like how to do the the drawings and how to produce like practically the products.
So for you, designers are more technical.
Yeah, it's more like technical and you plan the project. And then the other are like people who are part of the design but not designers. Otherwise everybody's a designer.
But like for example, if you take about a more complex, for example, I don't know, airplanes, the clients, they will say, I want it to be, they will have a lot of technical requirements. And so, but you don't think that they're designers because they will have to work a lot on it. Just, oh yes, I need to have this, it needs to travel for this kilometers and have this independence of how much fuel you can put in it and everything. And it's very like, I just want two engine, I just want, and that's very difficult. And it's engineers working on this, but it's on the client. So is this designer or not?
No.
Okay.
The thing is, just because they're the client doesn't mean that they're not designers, because the constraints come from something. Right? It needs to be designed somehow. So even if, for example, if it's a company that's asking another company to design something, they would need to do some initial design to come up with those constraints. In terms of that, they're designers. But when we go all the way up to the hierarchy and go all the way up and go to the final top chain, who decides like plan A or plan B? In terms of that, I don't think they're designers because they're just looking at who's better in terms of money using it. So, like for example, if a person goes to a restaurant and asks for the chef to cook spaghetti, just because he chose spaghetti doesn't mean he's a chef. He just chose A and B.
Okay.
I think it depends on the mindset and whether you feel involved in the project and you are one of the designers. You think you yourself as a designer. Suppose you are a part maker and there is an airplane and I supply some part to the airplane. You don't think you are one of the designers of the airplane. You're just making a part. I designed this airplane. I have some portion of this airplane. You don't say it because you don't feel involved in that project.
But if that particular part fails,
Yeah, it can be module level or compound level, and you feel more involved in that case. So that's why I'm saying it depends on the mindset and the feeling.
No one else. Okay. Thank you.